Hello, family. This is Refueling Your Faith, and today we're going to be talking about confronting fear with faith. Confronting fear with faith. Many of us have had conversations over the past couple months around fear. Fear of contracting the coronavirus, fear of having a loved one or ourselves be pulled over by the police, fear of paying our bills during this time. Many people have lost jobs or have been furloughed and they're just wondering, how will I pay my bills? And so conversations about many more have happened around how about the fear that we're experiencing in our life. And even as I think about fear currently, I think about some fears that I've overcome in my own life. Fear of driving on the highway when I was a youngster learning how to drive. Oh, I would be so afraid to get on the highway. But I've overcome that fear. Fear of speaking in public. And it's amazing that God uses me today to speak in front of audiences because I was terrified to talk in front of people. But I've overcome that fear. And now I've got to get over my fear of swimming. I can get in the water, but it's difficult for me to relax enough to balance my body so that I can actually go some distance while swimming. And so, even as I'm talking, I'm sure that you can think about various fears that you have had in your life, and even fears that you carry with you today. And so, we know that fear uh, has its positive side. Like God gave us that emotion for a reason. We have fear that cause us to run away from danger. Every time we watch those horror movies, we see people going into danger and we see it coming. We say, no. And in the same way, God gives us the emotion of fear so that we can fly away from or get away from dangerous situations that are immediate and that are present. Also, fear helps us to prepare and to be ready. Fear helps us to protect ourselves and walk in caution. Many of us are fearing the coronavirus, so we have our masks and we stay 6 feet away. We try to stay home as much as possible. Because I know I still have a general fear of speaking in front of people, I make sure that I spend time preparing to share when I have to speak. And in the same ways, there are various healthy fears that you have that help you come and to show up in an excellent way or to protect yourself. But there is also unhealthy fear. Unhealthy fear is those fears that keep us from showing up when we should, that keep us from showing up when we should. And so that may be God calling you to start a business, calling you to uh, start an organization of some sort, and you are afraid, and so those fears overtake you and you don't do it. Fears of having conversations, difficult conversations with people that you should have conversations with. So you know where those fears are, and that's what we're talking about today, those fears that keep you from showing up when you ought to. And that's where we find our scripture verse for today. Moses is sharing with the people of Israel. Moses is not going to be able to go into the promised land. He had been disobedient to a command God gave him, and therefore the consequence was not being able to go into the promised land. But he's encouraging the people of Israel who would go into the promised land in Deuteronomy 31 and 6. And the scripture verse says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not tremble. The Lord is the one who goes with you. He will not fail you or forsake you." They are going to have to go into the promised land, and they're going to have to fight the current inhabitants there to possess the land that God has promised them. And so they are afraid and they are scared, and He doesn't want them to not pursue what God has given them, but to be strong and courageous and to remember that God is with them as they go. And He would never fail them or forsake them, which He has proven as they've been in the wilderness. And so that's the message that I share with you today. We can be strong and we can be courageous in areas where we need to show up, even though we're afraid, because of the character of God who goes with us, the character of God who will never fail us or forsake us. That is who we put our faith in. I heard a statement made that stuck with me and still sticks with me. But faith is not the belief that things will go my way. Faith is a belief that whatever happens, I will be okay. Let me say that again. Faith is not the belief that things will go my way. Faith is a belief that whatever happens, I will be okay. Why? Because of the character of God who is with me. He goes with me. And there is a passage or translation that says that he goes before me, which is so powerful. He goes before me to prepare the place for the steps that I will take, and I can trust in that. I was watching a video not too long ago on Facebook. I believe it was a TikTok video, but yeah, the same as a video, and it was a boy, 4 to 5 years old, in his mother's lap, and he was in a doctor's office, and he was giving blood. He had his arm extended, and the nurse had already set the needle in his arm, was drawing the blood, but the boy was obviously very scared and intimidated by this experience. And through his tears, he was declaring, "My God is big, my God is strong, my God is mighty. There is nothing my God cannot do. My God is big, my God is strong, my God is mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do." And isn't that a wonderful example of how we ought to confront those fearful situations that we come across, that we begin to declare to them as we're doing what we know, as we're showing up where we ought to show up, that we're declaring in our hearts, "My God is big, my God is strong, my God is mighty. There is nothing my God cannot do." And in the same way, please do that when you're coming across fearful situations. Confront that fear with faith in God, who is big, strong, and mighty. There is nothing my God cannot do. There are so many scriptures that teach us about the character of God that we can declare in certain circumstances that will keep us showing up when we ought to show up. Let this be a blessing to you as you face fearful situations, and cover them and confront them with faith in God. I hope this message has been a blessing to you. Please know that you can go to my website, CLL Ministries, Christ Like Life Ministries. Go to cllministries.com and you'll find other inspirational videos as well as blogs that will help to encourage you. Also, the videos can be found on YouTube under Refueling Your Faith. Again, a variety of different videos to inspire and encourage you on your Christian journey. Like and share this video so that others can grow. We'll see you next Wednesday. Have a great week. Bye-bye.